Alright guys, today we're going to be doing an inspection on a mid-90s Toyota. Before you pull any kind of car into the bay, you want to check if the lights are working or if they're dim or anything like that, and you can report it on the vehicle report sheet. So first thing, you want to turn the headlights on and see those are working. You want to do both directionals and see both are working. Then you want to do the brights, and those are also operational. So this is a check for the front end of the car. To the rear, and we're going to check both directionals. Both are working. Then you want to turn on the running lights. You want to test the brakes, and then you want to try the reverse lights and make sure everything's working. Also, you want to check down here while the vehicle's on. You want to see if both plate lights are working, and in this case, everything checks out in the vehicle. Okay, so now we've finished checking all the lights on this Corolla, and now it's time to do a walk-around inspection. And the reason you do this is to document any dings, dents, or missing or broken pieces, so when the customer gets back, we can assure it's in the same condition it was brought in, if not better. So we can start here on the hood, because the hood is the most visible part of a car. And you look close. Overall, this hood is in fairly good condition. It is a bit dirty. This car has not been washed, but you'll get a lot of customers like this, so it's just use your eye to see past that kind of stuff. But this hood is pretty mint. It's pretty mint. These headlights they're not cracked, they're not hazed, nothing like that. But if we look down here, we can see there's a paint chip, and the bumper is actually cracking. That's not the paint, it's actually the bumper cracking, and you want to document that. Also, the emblem on the front grille is missing, so you want to document that. Other headlight is dirty, but it is not hazing or cracked. Again, another ding. Check down low. And it's mostly just dirt down here, nothing that is worth documenting and stuff like that. Go around to this side. You also want to check every single hubcap and wheel, check for bends, dings, stuff like that. So this hubcap is here, and there's a little crack there. So just mark it down. You don't want to like nitpick the whole car, but you do want to get a general analysis of what is wrong with it. You check along. Glass is fine. Hubcap on here is there. It is not damaged or cracked. It is dirty, but that's about it. Move over here, come out the back of the car. And you can see, well, this section of the headlight is cracked and damaged. It's marked, all scuffed up. Reverse section is damaged as well. The trunk itself is dirty, and but you can still see that there are some. It's hard to see, but there is a fine scratch here. Sorry about that. Classmate was drilling. Alright, so you can see on the trunk, and there's a little dirt there. That's nothing. Now, come down, and sometimes you'll get vehicles in that have missing emblems, but if it looks like it was done purposefully, like in this case, you don't need to document that. Did the paint's all clean, stuff like that. They're just missing emblems done on purpose. So we can go in here and we can check our scuffs along the rear bumper. And opposed to the right-hand taillight, there is no cracking along this taillight. We can go down to this hubcap, and you can see it's also there, not cracked, stuff like that. The door handle is broken. You want to document stuff like this. These old 90s vehicles, they are getting old and brittle, so the door handles are cracked is a common thing. Also, the side molding is starting to lift up right here. You don't want to pull on it too hard, but you do want to check just how far it is pulling off. And now we are here at the last rim. And you see the hubcap is missing on this, and it is slightly bent. You can see right here. And you just want to document this, and that will complete your walk-around inspection. Alright, so when doing an underhood inspection, you want to check things like belts, hoses, and fluid levels, and for any signs of leakages on the valve cover or head gasket. So, first things first, we're going to check the washer fluid, and that's a bit dirty. We're going to open it up, and, well, open it up, and you can see that there's really nothing inside of there, so that's definitely a fail on that. And also, while we're checking that, you can also notice that there's also crackage and stuff like that. Now, things like this are stuff you want to put down and record on the vehicle condition report sheet. You want to also check all your hoses, like I said. So, you know, squeeze them, see if they feel for any kind of cracking, any tears, stuff like that. All the hoses in this vehicle seem to be in good condition overall. They are a bit dirty, but that happens with vehicle age. Nothing's really wrong with them in the operational sense. Also over here, you can check your brake fluid level, and there's a little gauge here that helps us out. And you see this top line is the max line, and so that's the minimum line. So it is definitely below minimum. So I also want to top that off when you get a chance. Max is up here. You can see it, barely see it, but it's there. Also, right next to it, we're going to check the air filter. So these two clips. It's different on every vehicle, but for just this vehicle, we're going to lift it up. And it looks good, but it can be deceiving, so you want to lift it out of the vehicle. Check it, and you can see that there's debris such as straw and feathers and stuff like that. And so we'll leave that out. We'll put that back at the end of the video. Also want to check for any kind of corrosion on the battery terminals. Now these are not corroded as much as these are dirty. Lift this plastic up and you see I know it looks like it, but it's not really corroded. If I scrape right this long enough, you can see it's just kind of just a little bit of dirt on the edge of my thumb there. It's just dirt. Stuff like that. And don't do this while the vehicle is hot, but you do want to pop this, turn it, and you want to check if there's any fluid in the radiator, if there isn't any sort of reservoir to check like that. And so everything in this vehicle seems to be ready to go. I don't see any obvious leaks or anything down here, so this vehicle checks out. Alright, so now I finally have the car up on the lift, and we're going to inspect the undercarriage for any signs of obvious wear or damage or stuff like that before we start maintenance on the vehicle. So first, we start at the front of the car. You can check your calipers for any obvious signs of fluid leakage, stuff like that. Then you need to check all your axle boots, or any boots for that matter, for any kind of tears or leaks. You also want to get underneath the motor, and you want to check for any signs of fluid leakage here too. As you can see, right along the oil pan gasket, we have a bit of leakage there. So we will put that down in our notes. You also want to check the exhaust system for any kinds of corrosion, but most of you are looking for holes or breaks in the piping. And now we're at the back, so you also want to check your drums or caliper brakes depending on if they have any leakage in the bottom, stuff like that, both sides. You also want to check all of your suspension components, so bars and struts and springs and stuff of that nature. Also check the fuel tank for any kind of damage. This is rarely an issue, but sometimes you want to check for that. And we'll come back up and we'll check these struts, and these all look good. And that will conclude your undercarriage inspection. Now that's going to complete your vehicle walk-around inspection. I know it's kind of noisy in the shop today. We had a lot of stuff going on, but please excuse that, and I hope you this video informed you enough to do this on your own.